Do you often wonder when to buy a stock or when those buy sell recommendations do not touch a chord with you? If that's the case, then we have an expert to decode all of this for you.
So Warren Buffett keeps on saying, when you want to buy a stock, there are two basic broad things that you should look at. One is you basically buy a company which has great future, and other part is buying a company which has good value. So Virat Kohli is a great batsman, nobody doubts it. But at what value should you take him in your team? That's a different question. Most of the retail investors misunderstand this. When they think that the future of the company is bright, they keep on investing no matter what the price is. So when you are buying a stock, there are two parameters. One is the business model good? And the other question is, if the business model is good, are you paying the right value? Now, when I say right value, that can be found through DCF, which is discounted cash flow analysis, and I've been saying this many times in this interview, which is present value of all future cash flows is the intrinsic value of a company. So you basically find the intrinsic value of a company, check the price of the company, and then you say there is a discount or not. But even if there is a discount, you need to make sure that the company that you are buying has a great business model. Now, when do we have a great business model? When Warren Buffett says a great company has moats around it, economic moats. So moat is basically a deep, wide ditch around your castle so that nobody can attack their castle. Similarly, great companies, when they become bigger, they have to build moats around them. Like Kinder Joy, I was taking an example of Kinder Joy. Now, will my son leave Kinder Joy because a new chocolate or new company comes into picture which is more expensive? He generally might not, because he loves the toy that comes with Kinder Joy. So this is basically building a moat, which is sustainable competitive advantage or durable competitive advantage. You don't give up Maggie because Maggie is say worth 10 rupees per packet. Would you leave masala Maggie for a 8 rupee packet of some other noodles? Most probably not, because there is a durable competitive advantage, and this durable competitive advantage can be created in n number of ways. The first is you need to create a durable competitive advantage by keeping the costs lower. Cost lower in the sense, I don't mean that it should be the cheapest product. It means in all your monthly expenses, the cost of this product is relatively lower, which is if I want to buy Coca-Cola, so Coca-Cola is say worth 30 rupees. Would I shift to Samrat Coke, XYZ Coke if it is 20 rupees? Most probably not. But if I have to buy a phone worth 30,000, there is an option of 20,000, I might still try to think and shift, because the cost or the saving that I make by shifting is relatively very high. So low cost products have this huge advantage that the customer loyalty is very high, because people don't switch for saving 2 rupees or 3 rupees or 10 rupees. So one way of building moat is low cost. It should be a low cost product. Second would be there should be a brand. So brand basically is a recall value. The Coca-Cola has a huge recall value. Then moat can be of distribution network. Can you make a cold drink and distribute to n number of places in the world? No. The third moat can be the R&D requirement is very low. So when I say R&D requirement low, Parle G, have they even changed the mold of the biscuit that they made somewhere in 1900s? They haven't. So it means even if they make money, they don't have to keep on investing in R&D. BlackBerry is a great example. People used to love BlackBerry because it had QWERTY keypad, and today they hate it because it has QWERTY keypad. So you keep on investing on R&D in such companies. That is why Warren Buffett keeps on saying we generally don't like to invest in technology companies. He has invested in Apple recently, but he generally says we don't understand technology companies because the industry keeps on changing. Kodak and Fuji were leaders, but today they are nowhere. And who killed them? No competition. It was actually the technology industry. So we don't want, if you are looking for a company which has moat, it would generally not be in the technology sector. And taste is a huge moat. If these are the qualities that you find in the business, it's a low cost product, there is a brand, there is a distribution network, the R&D cost is low, then it is, and there is a taste involved like masala Maggi, Parle G, Bon biscuit, Oreo biscuits. These have huge moats around them. So these are the businesses that we like to study. And then the second part would be valuing a company based on discounted cash flow analysis. So when you have to decide to sell a stock and things have gone wrong, so I personally would say there are two parameters in which I decide. One is we generally don't like companies that have a lot of debt with them. because if you have debt and things go wrong, you actually go bankrupt. So Warren Buffett keeps on saying, we have seen a number of business empires that have gone down because of leverage. So we generally avoid leverage. So I would not like to have a company which has higher debt by equity. Say I'll put a number, say debt by equity, my parameter is say 0.5. So whenever the debt by equity goes higher than my comfortable range, we generally like to get out. Now, there have been instances where when companies have taken high debt and they actually grow very fast. But these are not our kind of companies, so I would never do that. Other is when I believe the moat is being shaken, which is if kids used to love McDonald's, but now if they are open to go to KFC as well, that means the moat is slightly getting weaker. And I would check that moats are getting weaker if the gross margins of a business are going lower. I mean, if the margins are going lower, it means the competition is actually forcing you to reduce your margins. And if that happens, it means you are kind of telling people or investors that our moat has kind of shaken.